Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to KritzKast. It's the ozfortress Highlander Season 3 Premier Grand Final.
Powered by Gamer Subs.
I'm Dave, joined by Wiethoofd on production. I've got Rainy alongside me, Freaky on analysis as well. Pandas ban Steel, Rascals ban Brute, Pandas then ban Vigil, Rascals then ban Product, but unfortunately for Rascals that leaves Pandas with a pick of Warmtic, which is both a very heavy DM map and also a very heavy sniper map. We're then moving on to Cornwater, and then Asheville will be the decider. Obviously Pandas got to pick that. Okay, here we go. It's the ozfortress Highlander Season 3 Premier Grand Final. Red Pandas facing off against Rascals.
As we first start off the mid here, it's important to know that we're actually seeing some slight roster changes. Miss Pauling Bongfiend, so Time, a long-term demo player, has actually swapped with Taurus. So back on their old faithfuls. So it's a bit of a change up in the roster, that's for sure.
Yeah, certainly Time, very, very familiar to the demo class, and Toe is very familiar on the scout class, but it seems that it's actually worked out very well for the Rascals. They've got the frags at the start of this mid-fight. They've got all the important ones they really need as well, and with Couch going down pretty early on, it's going to give them a large Uber advantage. At the moment, they're just decided to walk behind the point. We're going to get Spade. Top right, Ojai, though, is able to win that SVS with an important headshot. It's going to allow him free reign. He's trying to take this middle window area, which is kind of a rare kind of peeking spot. You don't see it used too frequently, and you can see that Tao not exactly sure where to play, so they're just going to pop straight in. They're going to try and take the Uber across, but they're baited into a slightly over enthusiastic Uber. I'd say that it's very, very easily kited by the side of Red Pandas, who now want to walk it back in.
Not a single pick by Red Rascals on that Uber, which can make it quite difficult. And now, as we see, Cows has full Uber ad. They get the point for free without using it. This puts them in a really good position. But they make sure they keep Tao alive, and the Uber trade comes in now.
Yeah, Bird has to go down for it. It looks like Tao will not get out of there, and Robo or Sheep is able to run everyone down, but Couch has slightly overcommitted as well. And a good little frag. Spade coming in, jumping in, collapsing at the end of that overextension, at the end of that Uber exchange, and crucially picks up Couch, which means Tao now has a slight advantage. It's going to be a while before that Uber comes up. Certainly, I think Rascals here in the red are going to want to make a move before that happens. They might even want to make a move before Couch is even in the action, which they've just about lost the opportunity to do, but they do have 9 players up and are ready to start peeking the point.
Putting some good damage in choke here, edging the point first, getting some aggressive ground, but they've just got to walk into that Ojai sniper. It's not easy for any team, that's for sure, and they're just getting locked out. They need a pick or something to let them into this side, otherwise it's not going to go well.
Yeah, not too much pressure down on the Rascals, on the Red Pandas side at the moment.
Head down once again, Cows.
Yeah, that is the pressure that they needed. They have been able to take Couch out, and now just everything is going to collapse actually for Red Pandas. Hasn't been the kind of start they would have wanted. Not too bad overall in terms of the time. They do have a slight advantage at the end of the day, but Uber very much back in Rascals' favour, and we'll see if they opt to do anything different. Though they are opting for their kind of classic just right side of the point hole that really you don't see too many other top teams go for, but it is in a favour of Rascals.
Yeah, otherwise known as Bazinga Box. Like I said, it's not even common in Australia, to be honest. We see it very rarely on teams that have kind of learnt from Rascals, but a lot of people still prefer the left-hand side hold. It does leave Ojai to kind of play a tighter angles, but if he gets the banana positioning, he has almost a direct line. So it's really important that Rascals stop that ton of space. Oh, and Spade does exactly that. Drops in, kills Ojai, and protects his medic. So exactly the pick they need.
Yeah, important pick because Flow has also just gone down as well. So neither sniper is going to be in the fight. It's going to allow Time to walk forward Has to take the Uber. Very, very nicely saved there from Tao. Didn't look like they were completely on the same wavelength, but came through overall. But now we're going to see Sheep is going to run in, just barrel in, going to hit Scatterguns, and with the support of Doge as well, they're able to clean up Bird, Turris, Jupiter, and now Flo going down once more, can't get into the action at all in this round. And once more, it looks like it's going to be Rascals pinned back in their spawn, looking to regroup and recuperate.
Yeah, classic Red Pandas, post-Uber, super deep, super aggressive, cleaning up any plays that are just too far forward, and that's one of their specialties. The DM really lends itself to that. We have a slight even. It's evening out now, so both medics even, and with under a minute left on blue, looking like a good start. That's for sure.
Yeah, they've obviously had Couch go down a couple more times than Tao, but it hasn't really cost much for them on the scoreboard. Nice little shot from Ohai is going to pick up Bird, so no, Pyro isn't the end of the world for Rascals, but it means they aren't going to be able to die quite as much. But Flo, though, picks up Ohai, so now has freedom to snipe, and they actually see that as opportunities to trade and get the Ubers out of the way, and then probably hope Flo survives the Uber trade. But as they are, they're getting wrapped behind Doge and Sheep, both committing, both in tandem. But Turris has come in and cleaned everyone up in behind with the help of Spade and the mini sentry from Jupiter.
Very, very well played. 5, 6, 7 dead now on blue side, and they've gone into overtime. 1 minute left on the clock. Tao's going to have a very slight ad. It's only about 5%. He's not even healing, so it's going to be evens as they come back onto the point. They have a time for one Uber if they try to take it, but what do you think?
I mean, the fight went very, very well for Rascals, but the fact they've had to trade Ubers so many times, and pretty much every time they've done it has been with Red Pandas in control of the point, has just allowed Red Pandas to just buy some time, just get the clock down, ticking every time, just coming in with the Uber, continue the time pressure. Big Bomb coming in though from Spade is going to pin everyone back. Everyone's low. Couch is the only one with health, but no longer because Flo finds the body shot, and the medic is once more down for Red Pandas, and they're going to only have one more attempt to push this. And they're going to have to just wait for the med, get their buffs, and one last dry attempt. But Tao is going to have Uber here.
One side of the Uber exchange is going to be coming out. Puts them in such good position as there's only 15 seconds left on the clock. They're going to try and use it aggressive though. Can they save Turris? They can.
Yeah, nice little Uber. Turris is doing enough. He's being kept alive. He's running in behind. He's probably going to try and find Ohai. I don't know if they've found enough frags here though. The better classes are available for the Red Pandas. They're walking on the point now. It's going to be Ozzy finishing on the point with the help of the rest of his team. Doge is there. No one's on a lot of health, but Devils is going to be able to taunt on it, and somehow they just kited successfully enough. They just snuck enough players into awkward positions to kill. Decent little collapse at the end of it there, Red Pandas, and they somehow sneak that round despite Couch consistently going down.
Yeah, it's been a high death medic for both teams, trading left and right. Oh, Doge with the fast rollout. He's already in their house on the wrong side of the map. He gets penalties for it though. This is going to give Red Rascals a really good opportunity to walk on point, get some aggressive ground. They've just got to utilise it though. They're still hiding.
I love the cheeky little attempt, but it's super, super risky. Ohai's able to pick up Turris with a body shot, so that's one big important fragging class out of the equation. But we really want to see here Rascals, if they want to get back into this game, they have to utilise this demo pick, but they're scared to. They're not making the most of it whatsoever. Ohai is able to continue going off as well.
Med dead, red on the Rascals. Tao drops to Ohai, but the Doge also gets counter-traded by Flo. So 2 key picks, but does mean the Blues now got 100% ad. And I'm so surprised that no one has capped the point yet. Even with 2 demo picks at the start, Rascals just unable to get on the point due to that Turris pick.
Unable or unwilling. They didn't even really seem to attempt to really go far forward. No one really supported Time, who was spamming the point, but no one wanted to stand on it. And now JD with a big bomb is going to be destroyed by Bird with a nice little air shot reflex. And now finally we're seeing Rascals get aggressive, able to at least get a little bit of cap time, but it's actually going to force the Uber out of couch, who went very, very low. Centaur's cleaned up in the back. The Uber is not going to be over-chased there. Red Panda's seeing that there weren't too many targets in front of them and just keeping their bodies alive and keeping the situation okay, but Tau does have a bigger Uber advantage here.
Yeah, they're going to need to utilise the add-on. They've got quite a good lockdown here with traps on point, heavy top left, spy in. It's pretty standard hold, and it's pretty really difficult for Rascals to walk forward as they get mowed down. 2 dead to Devils.
Those were some insane stabs from Devils. Just as Rascals were looking to push, they were assassinated. Did not see that coming.
Enter with the counter med kill though.
That's nice news. It's actually going to give Tau maybe 10-20% and probably by the time couch is going to spawn. I don't know. We want to see Rascals make the most of this slight opportunity, but I don't think it's going to happen as Tau goes down once more. Didn't even see where that happened.
Neither team can protect their medikit, seems like. Between the dominant snipers, the pick classes, the sheer damage coming out from both sides of the demo, it's just a chaotic game.
I just see it. Just see a gold minigun in that middle house area, somehow trapped there by the soldier coming in and getting an important frag.
We're down to only a minute left on blue side, with Rascals not getting any cap time at the moment. Really got to start getting the objective in, otherwise it's not going to matter how many kills they get.
Yeah,
they still don't have
JP
it.
is really, really far forward, but he is actually cleaned up by Aussie, and now Aussie is going to want to do the same in the backlines himself. Decides better of it, sees the rest of his team is crumbling. Couch has had to back out, had to get himself out of the action. It is basically even Ubers this time, but finally we're going to see Rascals step on the point, cap it out, and go back to their hold, which so far hasn't been working too successfully for them.
No. Classic warm tick issues. And we have an Uber trade from unders. Bit of a sneaky wrap that goes into a trade. 2 picks down on blue, none on red at the moment. They lose a soldier. Lose a demo, that's quite an important pick for post. It's going to give them plenty of space. This heavy from the top right. Liquid is actually just denying the space and shooting them. JP might be going for an A-backs up.
There was a nice little flank play by Rascals, just going up top and taking out Ohai while that, or just before that Uber trade happened. And the Uber trade wasn't too bad for the Rascals either as well, but Ohai's back up. He's hit the headshot onto Bird, and now you can see already the Red Pandas, they have their foot ready to drop down onto that pedal, but Doge is going to get picked up. He just eats a couple of stray rockets. Spade is going to punish him for his aggression on the point, and as we see so frequently on Warmtic, just standing on that point puts you in the most vulnerable spot, and this time it won't work out. And at the moment, it seems like Rascals are finally stabilising.
Yeah, it's good to see some timing getting capped here on the point. Like, name of the game, you got a cap to win, and it's working. I think Blow is just making a pull, and we have an Uber trade. Solo and demo for both teams. But they somehow drop
Doge gets dropped.
Pyro's on post, so can he clean up? Nope.
Absolute disaster.
Centaur with a double kill, getting the med. It's going to put Tau in a nice position for their next Uber trade. They're only under a minute left. They're going to have an Uber pretty much for the end of the point, unless there's some way we can contest or drop Tau.
Centaur somehow sneaks out of a little shed with one doorway there's a scout, one doorway there's a sniper, both were meleeing. Somehow he gets out of there after getting the med as well. Just huge plays by Centaur has brought this round, I'd say, back to parity, but Tau even has an advantage.
Tau goes down. The massive bomb by GD, getting 2 rockets on him, and then Doge finishing up with the sticky. And Ohai cleaning up more plays. They're 4 dead on the red.
Yeah, that was a long-range snipe as well, just to follow up on his soldier bomb. Great stuff from Doge. He's going to take out the little mini-sentry in the banana as well. That's going to allow Sheep a lot of freedom to go forward. Jupiter, the engineer, has been taken out, so no more mini-sentries. Sheep has basically the whole map to play with. Devils is getting in position. It's 30 seconds left for both teams now. Rascals once more at an Uber disadvantage. Couch coming up to that 100%. They're going to look to go under, but they're going to walk into an Uber here.
Get the force off. They have 15 seconds to recontest. This puts them in a really rough spot. And look at this aggression coming out from Red Pandas. They are not letting them get anywhere near the point. They rush forward with the Uber.
Cheap ran is so deep, and then was able to just clean up tower at the end of it. But Couch was overextending on the point as well, but they're going to have to deal with Ozzy. He's healthy on the point. JP is there. He's good. Collapse Shade coming in. Spade, sorry, coming in importantly, but Ohai is there. JD walking back on the point, and Sexy Turtle.
Sexy Turtle. Oh, that was what a wrangle. You had that mini set up in Banana. It's a great spot, and anyone that walked on the point just took so much damage. That combined with the rest of Red Pandas putting the damage on there, he cleaned up nicely.
Yeah, unfortunately, so a huge bomb coming in from Doge, but once more it's a feed right at the start of the mid-fight. But Rascals won't want to make the same mistake. This time they see JD as well going in, so 2 thrown away into the bin for little damage at all. And you can see, as you say, so much more aggressive. Rascals already getting on the point, already getting capped on down. They're going to have to deal with the heavy. Liquid Alchemy actually running in, but once more a feed, and I'd say this is a plan, but this looks more like a meme at the moment. But time has kind of been sold out. They haven't got enough damage out of this class. Doge is back up, and they haven't even managed to get the cap here, Rascals.
Yeah, it was looking like such a positive push for them. They had the space, they've killed 2 more post-Uber, but then Doge coming back in, putting out damage. Time getting disconnected, just a bit of miscommunication apparently, because he stayed on point, but everyone backed up, and they also losing Taras on the scout just made they lost 2 of their big power classes, and then looks like the cap's going to Red Pandas one more time, which honestly is surprising after that start.
Yeah, I think the important thing was they pinned the heavy Aussie on the high ground back with a lot of damage, but no one was there. The soldier Spade had gone down just before, so no one was there to finish off that frag, and he just ate a sandwich, came back into the action and won the fight at the end of it. As he has done in a lot of important team fights in this game so far. Flo is able to win the SPS, so they actually buffeted Couch every which way in game to get the foresight. There are not many players up here for Red Bandits, so they're going to have to run back. They're going to use that scout speed to get their medic out of there, but Spade is going to try and make the best of it. And everyone is disconnected from Couch at the moment, but he's able to sneak back onto that health back. They're looking to refight immediately before Rascals are even able to cap it out.
Oof. Back into the forwards once again. They've all that time. Rascals still weren't able to get the cap point. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but they just got to stand in the middle to cap. Otherwise, doesn't matter. Now, we've only got a 20% add here on Tower compared to Cows, so Red's going to have the slight add, but I don't know if they're going to be aware, for one, and also willing to use it, just because of how dominant the Red Pandas Ubers have been. It's kind of been difficult for them to get in and really get that pick and like punish the ad.
Yeah, it almost seems like Rascals are playing as if they think they have the point. They're just happy to play behind the point in this scenario. They have the Uber up now, they're going to try and use it, they're going to try and utilise the advantage, but they're nowhere near getting onto that medic. No soldier to flash in to go fully deep as well. Now the Uber is out, and they're not ready for this here, Rascals. Red Panda's going aggressive. Tao's able to kite under a little bit, but Sheep wants to finish it off. We're going to see everyone just miss Tao completely, but still not safe. There's one last pipe to try and make it in. JD was in position, but didn't have the health. Devils now is here. Is going to be found by Bird, who can't quite claim the kill. It's going to have to chase, eventually gets the kill. But Tao survives, so all of that.
Let's put them in a massive ad, almost 100% ad here, 90% ad. Don't have the point. Oh, they dropped two. Oh, they dropped 2. They dropped 3. So difficult. Oh, Centaur. Medic and Sniper. What more could you ask for from your Spy? Those are 2 massive picks. Ohai still doing awesome work, and Cows, obviously. You've got about 200% ad now. Let's see if they can use that and actually take this point. Walk forward, Rascals.
Yeah, they want to walk on the point, but every time they do, they're punished super hard. You're going to see Sexy Turtle, his sentry gun is going to get taken out. Torres is walking forward alone, he gets picked up. Doge is not even going to get killed by this. Oh, he does eventually go down to the Uber, but they had to split their targets. Ohai is in position, finding time at the tail end of it. And Oh, I mean, they have the frags here, they have the point here, Rascals, but there's such a large time deficit, and so far, based on this game, they don't look like to hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the best you can ask for out of the Rascals Uber. Gets the med pick, gets another pick, gets the point out of it all. They just weren't able to finish up nicely. Like, ending about 5 steps backwards would have tried to save their lives, but end up that way.
No, it's going to be on Red Pandas to try and make some aggression happen. It's not a large Uber advantage, actually, from Tau at the end of the day. Big bomb coming in from JD. He's going to go in behind, just pick up the health back, provide a bit of a nuisance. Ohai's once more continuing to find just useful little frags. This time the engineer is going to be his victim, and Tau is going to burn and take... Oh, it's actually going to get cleaned up. Has to hide in the dispenser, but Doge was very, very ready for that. Committed aggression by Aussie and Sheep as well. Going to clean up a few players in that banana area, and Rascals are crumbling.
And look at this hole. They're in the house, in Red's house. This, once again, signature Red Pandas with their hyper-aggression. Going to their spawn. They love a good spawn camp. Yeah, does manage to get back though, so hopefully he lives here. But I don't know if it's going to matter. They've only got 5 seconds to get all the way back on point. There's not even anyone that can touch it at this stage.
Centaur is there, but he has to deal with a heavy weapons guy. He doesn't quite get the stab onto him. And we're going to see the cleanest of clean 3-0s for Red Pandas on this first map.
That's just so many deaths by both teams. If we look, I think, yeah, Centaur with 4 kills, Spade with 3 kills, so the pick classes on Red definitely getting a few, and then Sheep, Doge, JD, 3-3-2. Everyone was killing the net, that's for sure.
Imagine that you're looking at the other side. It's like meditating. You need to focus on something specific. A word. A phrase. Don't expect it to happen so quickly. Be patient.
It's going to be a close game for Red Pandas due to, obviously, Red Pandas, as we previously said multiple times, they're a DM team rather than Rascals being an organization, you know, play by the book payload team.
Yeah, what about you then, Rainy? Do you think it's going to be closer, or do you think there's already going to be a kind of mental rot setting in, already really tilt setting in? They're going to be tilts out their minds.
Yeah, there would definitely be some tilt going on. It's known that a few of the Rascals players can tilt, but I think no matter how well you execute a push, no matter how you push the cart, better DM can sometimes win a map, and the DM is just undeniable. So even with their pushes, they're going to have to try and match this somehow, match the kills, and especially now we've got Dave back on demo and Time back on scout. Hopefully these class switch ups might allow a bit closer again.
Yeah, maybe. Torres has been playing most of this season on demo man. It's obviously just for that last map they changed it. I guess they wanted Time on a more familiar map. But we're going to be Red Pandas starting off on the blue once more. As their team name would not suggest, they're going for a sack wave, don't find too much, are mostly denied. And the hold at the moment, very, very strong for Rascals. They're actually getting some pressure down in this tunnel, committing down there, but they've had to drop their demo down to do it.
Yeah, Dave is Torres is quite fond of the old drop and kill the cart. I think it can work out really well if they just deny the push, but as long as they don't give up too much forward pressure for it, that's the main important key factor.
Yeah, he's back up in time to deny the aggression there. So at the moment, Red Pandas really haven't found too much at all. We're going to see they're going to try and get Ohai in a position to make something happen. Yeah, Medic out. They're going to start to try and pressure up a headshot from Ohai. Didn't see exactly who that was onto, but Flo is going to find one. JP is going to find 2 frags as aggression does go in. They do take out Flo, and now JD's in a position to maybe get something under Tau, but there's still a sentry gun alive, even if it is wrangled away from him. So at the moment, just a couple of frags. They are trying to get Ohai's in this little awkward little rock spot position now, going wide.
The cart's getting almost got snuffed out underneath them. Dow's on 10 HP, they use a little bit early. Dow's going to be able to hold a really long time. And they get a back cap once again though. See if Tao's able to get out. Surrounded by 2 in the post. And the soldier bomb. Goes down. 7 dead on the Rascals.
Disastrous exit for Rascals. Were not able to get out at all. Were not even looking to get out. They were looking to try and hold on, looking to try and take the fight. The backup was a threat. The escape was never there. Their only saving grace for them, as Doge just comes in and destroys time, is that Centaur did get a crucial solo play and picks up Couch, which means he's only going to have a very, very slight Uber advantage. But I don't know if it's even going to matter, because Doge is already up here with the heals, already trying to lock down this 3rd point. Devils comes in, picks up Tourist as well. Both Devils are down though, so yeah, they're going to have to just try and scrap it out with no spam.
Then Flo once again getting an Ohai pick. This will be probably some good space, but I just don't know if they've got the firepower to stop them coming through that choke. They see 2 more picks down for Red. They cannot be losing any more players this, so they're going to have to drop 3rd, and we already see it. Tau playing very far back, very passive on the corner.
Jupiter seems to want to hold it, but already there's a soldier JD up in that little connector area, that little high ground position that's very hard to deal with. The cap has already come in, and once more, Rascals are trading after the cap has come in, and will they escape this time? Yes, they will get players to safety. They won't get Bird out of there. No, Centaur once more going in for desperate play at the tail end of it, going for cows, but it's not going to work out this time.
He's really trying to save when he can. Centaur. He's trying to get his picks. He kind of has to stabilize, otherwise it's going to be too much of a roll. That's the Ohai from the top window. Got an angle on the bed. I don't know if he can take it back up. Okay, 3 out on the blue team. It's going to stabilize. We've got 3 minutes. It's a bit of a fast push for the first 3. We've seen last holds on Cornwater. We know what it's like. You can keep a team here for 10 minutes if you play it right. So it's definitely by no means a fast time yet, but don't count your chickens till they hatch, that's for sure. They've got an aggressive Uber coming over tires.
Yeah, Ohai was able to snipe down the medic from the window. Apologies if there were audio issues now or continuing, but either way, Red Pandas are going aggressive. They're taking the Uber in, they're using that pick that Ohai gave them. Spade is going to try and pick cows in the tail end of it. They're going to collapse onto the cart, but they're going to have to commit a lot of bodies for it. There's not too many alive at the moment for Rascals, but it looks like it will be enough to hold on for now. And the cart's still miles back, despite what looked like a great play from Red Pandas.
Yeah, great pick. Oh, spy on. Devil gets 1, but gets caught. Amazing picks by Ohai. Medic right before the trade. That's the best pick in the game, if you ask me. And then they had such a dominant angle on top of the platform, as they got the same one once again. They've got their style. Oh, but Centaur drops cows. He's just playing out of his mind tonight. Some great picks.
Yeah, you think they'd be looking for him by now, because it's always been solo plays. A desperate attempt by Doge this time, but he didn't really have eyes on where Tau was, and Tau is going to wiggle his way out of there, keep himself alive. They're going to have a huge advantage now here. Rascals, you don't always want to make the most of it on defense. You want to just hold on to it and get aggressive if you need. Have it there as a backup just in case there is pressure down onto your medic, or you have to keep someone alive. But Torres has gone forward and he's going to die before the Uber is even up. Bird dropped low as well, but will survive just about for now. But fighting is certainly going in Red Panda's favour until the Uber is now coming out for Rascals, but it's going to be buffeted away by Liquid Alchemy.
Liquid Alchemy and the gun both keeping Bird back. And this puts them in a really difficult position. Tau with a nice wide peak though. That was
huge! Spade coming in with the bomb just as they were ready to push in. I think they had the Uber as well, but the huge high bomb from Spade is able to take out Cows just as the push was about to happen, completely stuffs it. They go in anyway, they get quite a lot of frags onto Rascals, who now have to play a bit more passively. They clean up Devil's Doge is back in as well, he's going to duel with time. I don't think there's enough bodies here for Rascals, to be honest. Sheep with the...
Just walks at players and kills them.
Crazy stuff. JD is now going to try and lock down the upper top left spawn area. Jupiter once more just running in, but running into a buff demo is not going to work out. Forward engineer JP also not in position. It's not a very coordinated attempt.
Got to throw bodies at the cart at the moment, looking like it. Yeah, being the only one alive. Oh, they just managed to do it by just walking. They just did a pub push. Everyone's on the cart. They got the cap time started, and they just won. They just walked in.
Yeah, I mean, Rascals were doing so well for a while, just holding it close, holding it aggressive. Even when stuff went wrong for them, they recovered. But you can see at the end of that, it was very, very scatterbrained, very, very separated. Everyone just trying to walk in and try desperate plays, but it wasn't coordinated at all, and defense fell apart. It ends up being, you know, a pretty good time overall for Rascals. I'd say 7 minutes 3. I don't know exactly how it goes in the Highlander over here.
It's not too bad. They definitely obviously lost a lot of time on the first 3 points, so they kind of recovered well for it, considering what, like I said, last is always the toughest to push, and they managed to get a good amount of time out of it. But I think I'd be happy where they are. Rascals should be happy. They know they're up against a tough team, and as long as they can get just a decent time and not get rolled, that's where they want to be. They want to be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely after those first few points got rolled pretty fast, they've got to be happy with that time overall. And this is definitely a time they can now beat as they start off on the offense and look to get probably some sack waves going very soon, I imagine. Players going up the top left. We're going to see
Dave jumping in.
Oh, might see a jetpack coming in as well. But an air shot, or maybe stickies. Either way, completely destroyed.
Classic Doge trap.
Yeah, Sackway finding absolutely nothing.
He loves these high traps on the cliffside, and it always catches the player. He's right on the death sign, and it's working out well. They like to send a lot of players in, so there was 4 in that Uber. There was Soldier, Pyro, Scout, and Demo. And for a second one now, Dave actually lands his time. They do get the force out. Oh, perfect. Exactly what you want from this first push.
They get the force this time despite Bird dying to exactly the same sticky trap. Once more, calling that out in the chat as well. Bit of a brain fart from her, but either way, as you say, they get the force out. That's the important thing. That's what you want. But now we'll have to see if Rascals can make the most of this Uber advantage.
Puts them in a really good position. Cart's right where it needs to be. It's exit the tunnel, so there's nothing more. They've got the 100% add, so they use nice and early, because obviously you're walking into an O-high, so you've got to do it. But they lose 2. They lose the Demo and the Scout during that Uber trade because of the gun, a massive knockback. And somehow, with 100% Uber ad, they managed to lose 5 players walking into Red Pandas. That just cannot happen if you want to get past this first push.
And the first 2 players they lost were the 2 targets of the Uber, the 2 pockets of the Uber, the Demo and the Scout, and now we see Tal trying to walk in before the players are ready, gets headshot by her high, who's still, I'll say still in position, does get taken out by Centaur. They've actually lost a bunch of players here, Red Pandas, so the tail end of that disaster, the re-aggression has worked out for Rascals, and they are going to take this first point in just over a couple of minutes. Gonna see
Demo there.
Yeah, Ozzy somehow gets turrets before that comes in. I mean, he's going to have at least the opportunity to jump forward, but going to see a little bit of an aggressive hold here from Red Pandas.
Yeah, they got the respawns. They're all set. They're 8 up except for Ozzy, who's going to come real soon. And 100% add. They're not afraid. Especially with that flow pick, it just means that there's so much more space for the red team to work on without having to worry about it. Right in the doorway.
Either way, they're going to have to deal with these players on top. of this area, just playing the high ground at the moment. The roof is it's a very, very ancient hold in EU. I don't know how popular it is over here.
Yeah, it's super common. To be honest though, most of the time people lose first very hard, like we saw in Rascals hold, and it's very rare that people leave as smoothly as Red Pandas did. They managed to keep 8, and we see Trade going on tracks here, focusing the gun. We have a scout bonking up behind. I don't know how that's going to go. And they haven't been able to force counts yet. There's no upwards pressure. There's no cart time either. And it's... They're down though. I didn't... Oh. They lose tower as well though. Picks on both sides.
They have a lot of important frags like Ojai, Cows, Sexto, Aussie all down. But it's traded out for 7 frags, including the medic, on the Red Pandas, on the Rascals side. So I don't know if that's exactly what Rascals would have wanted. Maybe they can make the most of it. There is still a teleporter up. It seems, yeah, I think it's a level 3 as well, it seems. So Sexy Toto is going to be back in action, back with a level 1 sentry. Oh, he's actually sniped by a rocket from Spade, so sniper out of the equation is pretty nice.
Nakati's pushing up slowly. This is what they want. All it is about it at the moment is getting that edge by edge a little tiny bit. I think that's one of the biggest downfalls in that Uber trade. The cart didn't move at all. It didn't even start its bend. There was traps all over it, and no one was able to push it. If they got that, like that kind of forward momentum in the earlier fight, that would have been a cap in that second fight there. But also put a lot more pressure on their demo to watch the cart rather than trap the front. And once again, we see the cart sack. They have an Uber trade.
Drop the
2
heavy
dead on
JP.
blue team, 3 dead on blue team.
Don't get high ground at all. Everyone that's not flashed with the Uber is getting mowed down by just the absolute blob of players on the point. Centaur is doing his best. He's just trying to get every frag he can. Keeps finding individual picks here and there. But it's not been enough. Cow's down once more. Tao's going to have a sliver of an Uber advantage, but isn't even really building to make the most of it. Yeah, the clock is ticking.
Clock is ticking. I actually have some inside information on Mr. Centaur. He's usually quite a heavy recon spy, so it's nice to see him going for some big stabs this game, that's for sure, and it's really paying off for him. He's managing to keep the Rascals in the game somehow.
They sneak the cap, but while that was happening, it's a wipe from the Rascals side. Red Pandas will not be too concerned that they gave the cap up. There's only a minute and a half left. I think it's borderline impossible at this point, maybe just about if they get 3x all the way. But Couch is going to be able to get out there. They're going to be able to get a setup on third. They're going to have an Uber probably for last at least, if not for third. Spawns are up for Rascals, so they're just going to make one last desperate attempt to push, and they're going to have to leave 2 on cart while it's all happening.
Yeah, 4, 5 dead on Red Pandas, which is what you want to see, but like you said, under a minute left. Very, very dire.
Yeah, they're just putting heals onto the cart to try and keep it moving. Time is now having to run in, but that does take a little bit of capping pressure off, which is unfortunately they need all that they can get. And you can see everyone just moving back here for Red Pandas. Very, very smart. They just know they have to get 100%. They want to get, as if they can, 9 players up, just take this Uber aggressively to just block the cart for just a second will probably be enough. Here the Uber comes in. 8 seconds on the cart will be surely enough to block. They're probably going to get Tao as well. Sheep is going to run 99. In. Gets Scar down. Yeah, 99%. Probably wouldn't have made too much difference because everyone else is dying for Rascals anyway, and no one is on the cart. No one is there to cap. No one is alive. And with just 2 seconds left, that is GG on the first round.
Yes, now it is Aber. So we will see a second push coming around. It does give Rascals one more chance to try and get this map.
Here we go. We're on to a championship point, I guess. Will be Red Pandas if they take this round of Cornwater. Should gotta respect Core, the map maker. If they do take this round here, Red Pandas, they will take the ozfortress Highlander title once more. And yeah, they look very strong so far. It's going to be Rascals. It's going to be up to them to try and desperately make this happen. The moment they are, I mean, that first round wasn't great for them by any means, and they've just got to step it up. Those Ubers were really poor. They've got to find some way to make those work that they just were not happening in that first round. What are the major adjustments you want to see?
I think playing a little bit tighter together, that will kind of fix these issues. Obviously, like the Ubers, it's quite spread out with Tara's bombing in and then Time trying to follow up. They play a bit closer, keep them alive, protect their mid a bit more. We saw quite a few deaths from both meds once again. That has to be the key.
Yeah, Spade denied in the sack this time. They're still going to go for it though without a soldier. Bird getting launched in and kind of gets just destroyed by JD there with the combo. Liquid Alchemy buffeting them back as well. That sack is not even getting close. I think Couch to get maybe a lick of damage, but nowhere near forcing, nowhere really under threat as well. Going to be opportunity once more. Bird once more on the jetpack. Going to change up the angle very, very slightly. The stickies are in a slightly different position as well. Both explosives are in. Both are quite deep, but once more Couch or Cows taking less than 20 damage, I think, and probably not having a great call on where that medic is.
Yeah, they definitely got this Sax lockdown much better, which is it's just all that delay at this point. They are deciding to take the trade out of the left-hand side here. We see Tower walk out. It's going to be risky. They're going to be walking into a full team and a pyro. Oh, Tower falls off. Oh, they don't die for it. Slight misstep, but they do lose 2. Is it really worth trading? Yeah, they use it. And once again, we just see them forced on the low ground instantly. That pyro. They don't even get the cows forced because of deny.
They're so low though, they're doing a lot of damage though just with the spam. The Uber does come out for Red Pandas, but they're not going to find too many frags for it. They're going to at least push Rascals back into spawn, but I mean, they really had to use that Uber there at the end of the day, Red Pandas, because everyone had gone very, very low. But unfortunately for Rascals, they are healed back up now, and there's buff banner as well.
We see the aggression coming out using the banner. They lose it though. They lose Ohide, they lose Doge, they lose JD. 3 key players down. It's going to give Taurus a really good opportunity to kind of peek wide, shoot the card flow. It's open season. Standing on the hill, just shooting at players. The gun is out of ammo apparently. They're shooting blanks. That's alright.
Ohide comes through the teleport side to a demo and a sightline as well. Ohide does get cleaned up. Doge is caught as well. Surely he'll go down to Bird. I don't know if they're going to be able to chase the Rascals. Those are very, very important picks, but Rascals have to make the most of it. There's already a teleporter. There's already a setup on second, but it's going to be Spade to try and make the best of that. He jumps in, jumps back out of there, but no one is going to actually set up. It's going to be a smart choice, I think, here
close right, though.
from Red Pandas to go for it.
Once again, we see the combo splitting up. They lose players because of it.
Yeah, they do take out. They take out the teleporter on that roof as well. Some MGE happening that JD is going to lose because there was a cheater. There was a heavy coming in, spoiling the MGE.
Yeah, they're disabling the MGE. That doesn't count.
Oh hi!
Oh,
crazy peak from
disaster.
him. Finds Tal, and that is not good news for Rascals. They're going to continue to move the cart. They're going to continue to have the rest of their players alive to get aggressive. Now we'll see if they go for any kind of sack or just happy to move the cart forward. That's what they're doing at the moment. It looks like they're going to wait for Tau to come back, wait for their buffs to come before they do anything, but they have to be aware that Cow does have this advantage if Red Pandas want to make the most of that.
2 dead on red. They trade the heavy for it though. Tau goes down to Devil again. He just can't catch a break. Now I wouldn't be surprised if we see, the aggressive Uber coming through. They're going to go to spawn. Wait, what? Yeah, Doge all the way back. Heavy JP. Oh, it gets denied for it though.
Unfortunate. I think any other class than a heavy coming through there would have worked, but Sheep is in a hiding spot once more. It's ready to strike. He comes in, he's spotted by the Pyro, but he does get cleaned up. It's a lot of damage on Tau before it happens. I don't even see, how did third even go down while all that was happening?
There was two, there was a demo and there was a soldier just sitting on the cart, getting the cap. It was a good play by them, focusing the objective, which we called out. It's what we need to do to win this game, and it nets them quite a good time. It's 4 minutes, so just a little bit slower than the last round by Rascals, like Red Band push, pardon me.
That has thrown me completely out of the game. Like, I don't know how that happened. They had like 3 up, but they somehow capped the cart against the whole defense. You know, one player went and fed, okay, Doge, but that's such a huge misplay by Red Pandas. I don't know if it'll make a huge difference at the end of the day. Doge continuing to duel with Torres, who is going to walk into the Pyro Liquid Alchemy. They're going to find Jupiter as well. They're going to shut down all the aggression. And Red Pandas have a holdback up here, but they really would have preferred to be on third at this point.
I just can't believe they just pushed, they just walked with Scar. But unfortunately, I don't know if Rascals didn't realise they had an Uber ad. Oh, there we go, they're using the Uber through main. As we say, the Cows is going to get in time just by like 5%. Birds in. And as he gets a good space, they push off the main hold. Oh, but JP in the background cleaning up plays. Devils shooting tower, pistoling to death. And now we've just got Taurus by himself up on the left spawn. Can he get anything to make it kind of worse this time? He does provide a good distraction, so Centaur comes in for the stab.
Yeah, just 3 up here. 4 Red Pandas. Doge is having to run to the health back as well. Spade wants that frag. Isn't gonna quite get it. He's gonna sneak away. He's in the corner, waiting for an hour and waiting for some support maybe through that teleporter, but despite all those frags, despite all those picks, Rascals aren't able to get any cart time, aren't able to get any purchase on the last.
Yeah, now we've got 30 out. I would like to see players not dying for Uber. Like, Taurus dying before they had the Uber out there, it meant they had to wait, and then the Cows got it. Oh, Cows goes down! Flow!
Yeah,
is that in the window angle? I didn't see where it was from, but it's a key pick here. Gives them 70 ad. This is a great way to start getting pushed into last.
Yeah, Liquid Alchemy just running through main, but everyone had rotated through tyres and they weren't ready for that. Sheep though with oh, he's getting juggled around. Tau's so low, but will survive this time. Sheep with a rare miss on the last shot.
Centaur on, could he get anything? Managed to get him.
No, it's not, but they're able to bust out the top spawn here. Red Pandas, the cart's very, very close, but Doge is in a position to rain damage down on the cart. Everyone's had to drop to the low ground here to try and desperately hold on, but there's no one really very healthy. JP's in position, third, but there's a mini sentry. The mini sentry is holding on for dear life, and that is just about all this hold has going for it. JD, the soldier, using that black box as well. Centaurs decloaked on the cart. JD doesn't have the rockets, and they will just about be spike capped.
Good job, Centaur. Oh, wow, we actually see a similar time to the Red Pandas push last game. That's exactly what they want. That's a perfect kind of pace they've set themselves.
Yeah, it's not a bad time, not a bad pace. As you say, very, very scrappy. It was, I don't know, I'd like to say it was well played by Rascals, but it was more like well just salvaged. Taking success out of the jaws of defeat very, very much. It seemed every time we were going to have a Rascals tragedy, they somehow sprung back and have kept it competitive.
Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise to me that there was so much cart focus, and no one was really holding the spawns. There was Ohai peeking for free pretty much for like a good 20-30 seconds, which really slowed down the Rascals push. They had no one on the top left door, which allowed them to just come out for free, and Centaur was only there to get one stab before he died. They just got to play in front of the cart, you know, get some time pushing it, sure, but they got to stop players coming out of those choke points.
Yeah, we've got a good selection of crit stickies here, just one on every door it seems at the moment.
Bit of hidden tech here, they love the single det. You see Tara's putting new stickies down one at a time, so he dets one sticky at a time.
Yeah, smart. Some MVM struts there coming in. Doge is going to be launched in the air, is going to be levitated by the demo. Pyro is actually backstabbed at the end of the day as well, so The aggressive jumpers aren't positioned high, and a brief opportunity to go for some kind of shot, but nowhere near Tau. Tau's nice and safe. Tau's in dispenser. Tau has the Pyro alongside them as well.
Just losing your SVS pre-sack wave is just such a nice feeling. Oh, they bring cows out from a big early push. They're obviously feeling the time pressure if they're willing to trade now. With only a Pyro and Demo, and it gets denied. It's such a tough Uber trade on that low ground there, because now Doge is just by himself on the right hand side.
I think they just trust their Uber trades, to be honest. JD was in behind as well. He catches Spade unawares with Liquid Alchemy going in for a huge flank. Sheep is providing pressure on the cart as well. They're being pressured from all angles at the moment. Flo, though, is able to pick up cows with a huge snipe, while all was going wrong for Rascals, and they will stabilize, but they have to deal with this Pyro behind potentially.
And Demo respawning with a 5-second delay does allow Doge to get some good time. You know, can walk out. Ohai's peeking wide as well. They've got some good situations. They're really making an opportunity for themselves.
Yeah, pressure through the tunnel with Aussie, but the moment the gun is doing its job, it is spammed out. They've found some little position. Sheep is now in as well. Ohai finds Towers trying to escape. That was a huge shot from Turris. High air shot onto Sheep. He got absolutely annihilated there.
An amazing bomb by Spade, getting kills.
Either way, Rascals are going to have to back out, and they looks like they wanted to briefly hold on to second until they realised they only had like 3 alive. Yeah, and they're probably going to have to settle for third.
Yeah, a great bomb by JD, apologies. It really killed their leave. He landed right on the shutter doors, killed 2, and really damaged everyone in that entire area. Because of that damage, they couldn't hold. They Doge bombs on the roof, and they just lose all their spacing.
Everyone's back on third at the moment. Well, Centaur's actually in position. He's providing a little bit of insight, a little bit of info, a little bit of CCTV. Just everyone stacked up on the cart here for the side of Red Pandas. They look to get moving. They have a decent advantage here for cows. I don't know exactly how aware they will be of that. Devils is cleaned up in the backline, so they're not going to have important information. But yeah, they're going to use nice and early. Tau's not going to get just yet, as it is Doge. They haven't found any frags actually though, and aggressive defense coming out once more. Doge gets absolutely annihilated by Spade.
And Ohai done it again in the background by Centaur. Great kiting, great deny by Bird. Just now they've got 100% ad. I mean, it's defense, so you can't do a whole lot, but having that kind of in your back pocket is a really good feeling, that's for sure. With only 4 minutes left to push, which is what they held last time. If we see a repeat of last time, they're in a good kind of positioning here to win. They're losing plays too aggressively. Tara's just peeking directly into a heavy. On defense, you cannot be throwing away your lives because that longer respawn.
Yeah, Aussie's been finding a few important picks, particularly onto Turris, and that was potentially a big one there. You can see Rascals having a moment of uncertainty. They had a swagger for them for about a minute until they lost their demo man, and now they're not sure whether to stick or twist. They know Cows is coming up to the Uber soon. They're going to use, but Cows is very, very close. But he doesn't have a heal target, and Centaur is there to clean up, but just kills. 2 alive here. JD and Aussie. Aussie's going to get cleaned up as well. I don't know exactly where JD is, but no one's near the car, and although it's very, very close to getting caps, they will be able to stabilize on this third point here, Rascals.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to they wanted to do last round. From what I gather, they used the in just before the cap, they push everyone off the cart, and they actually stop the cap, which is a big kind of time get. What a bomb.
Nice little bomb from JD's going to find time, going to follow up on the damage of the rest of his team. He was waiting for an arrow that never came, but Spade is going to do the same in reverse. He's up to a 6k now. That's pretty huge, but JD, the Soldier's doing everything right now. Turris going down to that, and yeah, now suddenly seeing, despite all that soldier aggression, despite those frags, despite all that damage that they've been able to put out, no one has been able to find too much of an opening, but looks like they're going to try and play a little bit slower. Ohai is going to peek, and he's going to lose the 1v1 to Flow. Doge is somehow going to find Centaur throughout there. It's going to be an Uber. Yeah, an Uber coming in. It's used basically immediately by Rascals, so
yeah,
you say a lot better. I'm not sure about
the
that.
traps.
Tau has no position at the end of it as well. Just a collapse here.
Yeah, big trap set up by Doge on the exit, and then no one cleared them. He just walked into them as he faded, and that's going to get them to third. Tara's getting up there is a really important life to have, and not having a demo man for last lets them almost get that roll. So it's really important he got out there.
Yeah,
But we've got to see
so
low
low.
HP on all of them.
Tau not even up, and a big shot by Ohai picks up Torres.
Very
They're
late
peeking in.
death.
They're committing already. Cow's up at 70%, but they're taking the risk. They're throwing the dice. They're going to push in before the Uber
Devils
comes
just
up.
now.
They've got, I think, everything they went. Devils once more with an important frag onto the medic. There's no heals, there's no defense, there's no hope here
Oh,
for
no.
Rascals.
2 respawn, they got 8 seconds. I think they're just going to get it in before anyone can even fight. Taurus gets mowed out of the air. Jack, Flo, I don't know if he can. They're just walking in. Oh, it was
And
like
it ends with a white.
good opportunity.
And there we have it. Red Pandas once more are your ozfortress Season 3 Highlander Premier champions. And it was never really in doubt.